All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm still working on the volume slide. I'm not very good at that yet, but we'll get there. Thanks for bearing with us once again, everybody. It is episode 4, TMI Talk.
Yeah, giddy up. Episode 4.
Boys, talk about a heck of a week with response to David Butcher's interview. That was like crazy town. I mean, I was getting all kinds of messages. So that was wild. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Crazy town.
That was good for him to make an appearance.
It was crazy town.
No, band, right?
I think it's a song. I'm not sure.
It was a band, wasn't it?
No,
yeah,
it's
Crazy
Funky
Town.
No, it's Crazy Town, but they did Butterfly. That song Butterfly, right?
That's right. Are they really named Crazy Town now?
Gosh,
I think so.
I think so too.
dude, like your memories, like back with all those letters you saved, like you remember these songs too.
No, but they were like a pop punk band.
Yeah.
They weren't like.
I think that was like their only hit.
They were like, yeah, they weren't great. But
What was
I just
the
remember
song?
they. What was
Butterfly.
the song again, Chuck? You are my butterfly, something like that, right?
Something, Butterfly, Sugar, or something.
Oh yeah. That's it.
They have as many subscribers as we do.
Oh, they have a lot more.
Yeah, but I would just like going back to
talent.
Crazy Town. Going back to Crazy Town, the Dave Butcher episode was fantastic, and the good news is we have plenty more content. We have so much left that we will be able to air the rest of the interview today in our podcast.
Butcher Part 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yes. So
Thank you, Dave, for gracing us with your presence. It was a good time. We'll have to do it again. Have him back on sometime.
Indeed.
I think so
Dale,
too. I mean.
All right, I think Chunk's going to give us our little. He's got something for us before we break into part 2 of the Dale Butcher.
So, 2 things, Chunk. Can you please bless us with a Grommet story? And I do want to dive into your question as well.
All right, so I'll start with the Grommet story.
Start with a question.
All right, we'll do the question. So I'm in a text club, and we're called the PTC.
Wait.
So
Hold on a second. What did you say?
It's chess club.
We're
chess club.
Text. Like you text.
Sex club.
Wait, there's a club? Like you guys
Yeah,
like...
text.
Yeah, we have like our own emblem and everything for the text club.
You mean a group? A text group or text thread?
Wait, are we in a text club?
Are we in a
No,
club?
we're in a separate text club.
Is that different than OnlyFans? I don't understand.
It's a lot different.
Okay, good. Because I don't think I want to be on that one.
Yeah, it's...
And I don't think I'd make much money either.
Did you guys all call it a club? Or is it a group?
Yeah, we designed like our own emblem and everything for it.
Wait, you talking about TMI talk? Are you talking about
No.
a separate
Are you
thread?
cheating on us, dude?
Yeah.
I was in this
With
first.
your text club.
The PTC, that's what we're called.
What does PTC stand for?
The Power Text Club.
Dude, I was going to join the PTA, but I thought I'd be cheating on TMI, so I didn't do it. You need to like get your loyalty straight.
I'm so confused.
I want the question
My
from
bad.
the
Okay.
the PTA. Or
The PTA.
So we were having a debate on Coke or Pepsi. Which one do you prefer? So right now, I don't really drink any colas, but I remember when I used to, I liked Pepsi better. Although I drank Coke more because it went better with rum. And it was just everywhere. It was just easier to get as well. So, but I did prefer Pepsi.
But now that you have
To Coke.
abs, you don't really. tolerate either one, right?
No, I don't drink sodas anymore.
And you said Coke is easy for you to get. Is that what you said?
It just seems like it's
That's an off-the-air conversation.
So wait a second. Is it any product within those brands?
No, just
It's
Coke
just gotta
or
be
Pepsi.
So it can't be like Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke.
No,
It's
because I
gotta
think
be-
Diet Coke like blows Diet Pepsi away from what I hear from everyone. That's
so it has to be the Budweiser of the Bud Lights, like the heavies we call them, right?
right.
So
Yeah.
Get into some heavy stuff here.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny that I feel like all of it for me, to answer that question, is all based upon where you go, because I think everyone, as an institution, they kind of abide by the brand. They like, so for instance, at Penn State, it was a Pepsi school. You couldn't buy Coke. So you were kind of stuck with that. I don't know. Was it like McDonald's is only Coca-Cola? Is that correct? Do they have both? I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they might be Coke.
Do places ever have both? That's the other thing. So you're kind of stuck at where you go shop, I guess. I've never heard someone saying, "Do you want Coke or Pepsi?"
Right. I know, like you have to go
at
to
a
a
restaurant.
convenience store to get the selection usually, right?
So it's a lot like the two-party system. I mean, you don't really like one over the other, but you're forced to pick, even though you might like root beer a little better. I don't know. I mean, I hate to.
What part are
Right.
you talking about? PTA and TMI?
I mean, this is for everybody, man. Like, two-party system doesn't work. A or B. There's a lot of gray area. I like root beer. That's not Coke. That's not Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi are basically the same, just like the two-party system. But we won't go into that. Instead, I'm going to ruin this conversation this way. I'm going to choose Pepsi, and here's why. Do you know what Fanta is?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
The
I'll
orange.
answer for you. That was a rhetorical question. Fanta is a trade name that Coca-Cola created so they could sell Coca-Cola to Nazi Germany during World War II. Because you couldn't do that in good conscience, sell Coca-Cola out there. So they created a name of Fanta to sell to the Nazis so they could sell Coca-Cola and not lose any revenue there. And that is why I took Pepsi-Cola. But I don't really like Pepsi-Cola either.
So, isn't Fanta the orange? Isn't that orange, like an orange drink?
I don't know.
I thought it was.
I didn't
Yeah,
scroll.
Fanta.
I didn't scroll that far down on Google, so I don't know. But I find it to be fascinating, you know. So now that I've
wormhole
ruined that
did you start going?
conversation, what's next? But that is true. Look it up. On Dr.
If that
Google.
is true, I'm going to be a Pepsi person, but I didn't know they sold the orange Coca-Cola to the Nazis.
I don't
and
know
call it
about
Fanta.
the orange. You might be safe with the orange, but
I only know of Fanta as being orange. I didn't know there was like a Coca-Cola color version of it.
yeah. Now we know.
Maybe back
Now
in the
we
day.
know how you really feel. So yeah.
So what
Pepsi
was
on
your
this
answer?
side.
I'm going to say Pepsi if that was a true story. I'm going to say Pepsi.
It is a true
but
story.
Honestly, I feel like I've had more Coke, but in the Diet Coke versions, I really don't know. I don't do the heavy stuff. So that's a tough one.
Stop drinking soda. It's if they're liquid calories are bad at our age.
Yeah, I think
right?
it can take rust off of metal and
A
stuff
battery.
too.
A battery.
Sean,
Yeah.
will you show us your abs just to demonstrate how liquid?
No.
That you don't drink either.
Not today, boys.
How about to our radio?
You got to check out my OnlyFans for that.
OnlyFans.
Not
it
anymore.
was pornographic, then it wasn't, and now it is again.
Yeah. Now
What,
the
did they
country
say-
can.
Can they do that again now? I thought said they couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think they're back because they
The
realized
backlash, I think, was too
they
much.
realized their only audience was porno viewers. It was
Right.
really wasn't thought out. I don't know. It'd be
They're
like,
like, we can't
if we did a
have-
podcast without audio, which
We can't.
I'm guessing
we
would
can't have a
increase
million.
our likes pretty fast, but
No, I hear you. I didn't know that. I thought that was something was up with that. Who knows?
Check us out on OnlyFans.
With our OnlyFans. Who's our guest twice.
Right.
They say there's a fetish for everything. I don't know.
Is that a text club?
Chess.
So the same PTAC or whatever it is you guys do, are they in the Grommet Story? Please tell me that one of them is.
So the PTC, we're kind of like the Freemasons or the Illuminati. So we know about Bigfoot, all the secrets of the world, the pyramids. We uncover all of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
We have someone on air talking about Fight Club.
Yeah. So, like, if you ever want to learn about the aliens and stuff, I'll tell you, but probably have to do it off the podcast.
Are the microchips real or not? Just tell us, dude. I don't care either way. They're already listening
I'll tell you
on my
after.
phone, so.
I'll tell you after we're
right,
done recording.
You got to say that. Tune in next week.
So I'll go to my Grommet story here, and I'm going way back to like I was 7 or 8 years old. So I didn't really have any friends until like 4th grade, maybe, and even then my friends didn't like me. But I was riding my bike.
I like you, dude.
So I see these group. So there's like a group of kids, like high school kid and maybe some like middle schoolers or whatever. So I saw one that I knew, and I rode up on my bike into like this semicircle around this older kid, and he's like telling a story, and so I'm standing there on my bike listening, and I say something like during his story, and he looks at me, and he has a cigarette in his hand, and he shows it to me. And he's like, if you don't get out of here, kid, I'm going to put this out on your face.
I know exactly who this guy is.
So I just get on my butt. Well, I was already on it. I was like standing. And I just pedaled my ass out of there before I got a cigarette put out on my face.
Because you were just lingering like a gnat around him.
Yeah. He's like wanted rid of me, so.
Oh my gosh. Do I know this person?
Does his name rhyme with Splat? Wider?
No.
Oh.
I don't even really remember. I have an idea of who it was, but I'm not 100% sure.
Because we grew up in the same neighborhood, and that person I referenced threatened me with a chain just for, like, riding my bike by him when I was a little kid.
I know you mean. No, it wasn't him. Yeah. This is someone else. Because, like, back in our neighborhood back then, there was a lot of, like, headbangers and stuff,
Dude, I know we're
headbangers
short, but I want to hear Chunk's story about the Slayer party he was invited to in middle school.
A Slayer party?
It wasn't. Party. Yeah, but it wasn't that.
I wish that was the name of your text group.
The Slayer party.
Yeah. I mean, Rich, you can edit stuff, man. This is such a good story, though, man.
Like,
dude, tell it.
Well, I was at a bar in Middletown, and this one dude, he was like a friend's older brother's best friend, So he's like, so he's like a hardcore Slayer fan.
There's only one kind of Slayer fan.
So after the bars close at like 2 a.m., he has like this primo radio, like stereo system, like top of the line
stereo system.
So it's like 2 a.m, and he has Slayer, like War Ensemble, blasting as loud as it goes, like rocking the entire house. And we're just like up there listening to Slayer. And like my ears the next day were ringing.
Well, I just like when you told me about it, you're going to a Slayer party, like I think we both thought you were going to like this pretty intense event that like maybe you weren't ready for. And it was going to be like all these Slayer dudes and like heavy metal girls. And then you showed up and it was just him listening to Slayer, drinking beer.
Yep, that was it.
Did he have neighbors? I mean, could everyone hear it outside? You think?
Yeah, I guess he just didn't
How
give a shit.
long did it go on for?
I don't even remember, man. It was for
Rich,
a while.
you have neighbors.
Like a couple
If there was
songs?
a real Slayer party next door, would you knock on that door and be like, no more
Yeah.
Slayer?
Yeah.
No. We're not built
No.
for that.
No. Yep. Nope. That's crazy. Town.
Yeah.
Town. Won't you take me to Crazy Town?
So much to do, boys. You guys have anything out in our outro closing portion of the day, other than where to find us and things of that nature?
Slayer rules.
No,
dude.
Slayer rules. Okay, well let's get on the air and play episode 2 real quick, everybody. I was transitioning.
Hold on. Let me play my Taylor Swift to get pumped up here. Welcome to New York. Right.
Wait, Rich, play the rave music. That always gets us fired
That's
up.
true.
Oh my god! If any of us were in a club and they were playing that song, we would kill ourselves on the spot. It would be so painful.
It would be the best thing.
No, they would throw us out before we even made it. We were able to do that.
Be like, it's 9 o'clock. You guys got to go.
like we'd have got in the door. Yeah, right.
Are you guys ready?
All right.
Is that a small cup? Is that like a Jello shot? What would you just do there, Matt?
Fuck off, dude.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Well, we're transitioning back in, but
You're gonna have to.
Go ahead. Interrupt again. What do you want to say, Mooch? Go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna have to edit out that bad word.
Which one?
The one that Chunk said just now.
Oh, I didn't hear it. But more importantly, thank you for transitioning to Chunk, because I'm so confused. You guys went all the way to Europe to see Chunk, and I'm confused. Did you actually see Chunk in Italy or no?
We did. Yeah, we
They
did.
did arrive.
It was such a low
Several
moment of the
days.
trip. It was such a
days.
downer of the trip.
I was like, great, my American friends are here. They're going to embarrass me.
Why don't we have any stories from those several days? What do you think that is?
You know, they were pretty tame, actually. I think, no, we had a few, I think. I mean, the nights weren't as intense, maybe.
Yeah.
So I do recall catching up on my sleep.
Well, yeah,
Bruges.
there's only like
That
a
was-
handful of places that I could make everyone go to in Bruges. It's a small place, so it was. Well,
think
once we
that's
saw
why.
like every detail of that place, you had like 2 or 3 days to recoup.
Well, obviously we can't.
Yeah, it was cool.
We can't let Dale and Pat relay the story here, because you guys were in your own atmosphere. Chunk, do you actually remember seeing these guys?
Rich, before he answers, I just want to say, Gary, it was cool to see you in that environment, because you were with like this whole group of expats that
Yeah.
were like kind of all hanging out at the school. So I do remember that, and it was like, you know, we know Chunk from high school, but this was Gary. They were like, Chunk? Who's Chunk? And we were like, oh, yeah, okay, this Gary. And so we got to
Gary
see
Linguini,
in Italy.
totally
Gary.
A group of like expats that are like or students, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was great. So sorry, Gary.
Wait, you have a
but I
you
wanted
had
to
a
share
Norwegian buddy that watches our podcast, right?
Yeah, so one of my best friends there was from Norway. And I've actually gone there a couple times to visit him. So 2 of my boys, he was one, and the other guy, he lives in Seattle. So I actually told him about the show, our little podcast here, but I haven't heard any feedback, so
We're international, man.
Well, what happened?
But-
When
You
they
should
showed-
definitely
I mean-
go see Venice with him, man. It's a cool place.
I think I think
Beautiful.
this year? Next would be 20 years since we were there.
20 years?
No,
So
it was
maybe
this-
so maybe we'll do our little anniversary in Venice there. You know.
Oh.
It's not a bad
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Or Perugia. I mean, you know.
Do you remember
Yeah.
our nightlife buddy from Reykjavik, Iceland, named Ziggy? Iggy? Ziggy?
Vaguely. I do remember, yeah.
He
We
used
hung
to
out
call
with him.
you all the time, like real hammered at like weird Reykjavik hours, like for months after we came home. And he'd
Oh,
be
that's
like,
right.
Oh,
He would call
really?
my phone. He'd be like, I'm coming to the U.S. And I'd be like, all right, man. He'd be like, all right, I'm at a bar later. I'd be like, all right.
he was, I remember he was like, do you live far from South Carolina? We were like, South
Oh, yeah.
I guess, didn't he have a bar there or something?
I think so, yeah. I don't know. He was, man, your memory of these details is, like I said, my memory's receding. You know, like,
Well, you had
hairline. It's
you had a head
going.
injury at the end of the trip.
Well, that's true.
It's a little, the CTE
That's right.
starting to like creep up a little bit.
Yeah.
So can we get back to the fact that you guys, like Chunk, so, I'm sorry, Gary, Italy Gary.
So I remember
Jerry
them being
Linguini.
there.
Gary Linguini.
I actually have. I actually have a picture of us when they left Perugia.
Was it like the best
We
photo
were-
ever? Is that what it's...
Yeah, it's like good riddance to bad rubbish. No, but they were. I took them. I went to the train station with them, and then we got a picture kind of us three of right before they like got on the train.
No, and that was...
I
if I
remember we
remember-
went out to eat and we went to the restaurant and Chunk
I do remember that a
ordered-
little bit.
I remember we were blown away because Chunk just ordered everything like for us in this. I mean, we don't know. It sounded very fluent and like great Italian. You know, he was just like singing. Da, 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 da.
I love
I
that.
remember, like me and Butcher looked at each other and we were like, "You think he's better than us? He's better than us."
That's
But no,
funny.
it was
You know,
impressive. It was impressive seeing him do. I mean, he was Italian, man.
He was, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gary,
and
was
the
the
more-
Adidas bag in the picture? So it just occurred to me that, I don't know if you remember this. So this whole trip, you know, Matt was an adult at this point. You know, he graduated college and had a real job. So he had real luggage, right? So, like, he is on the trip with luggage and a handle and wheels. So, like, you know, you've got all this stuff for 14 days. And I show up, right? I'm still, like, you know, not an adult. And I show up, and I'm ready to go on this trip with. You remember those big Adidas bags that we had, like
Like the soccer,
Yes.
yeah.
huge, like, you know, so I fill it with 5,000 pounds, right? Of like whatever.
Gummy bears and
And
Maxim
I am
magazines.
carrying this bag through every airport and train station across Europe. You know, while Matt's like, you know, 100 yards ahead of me, like zipping, and I'm like, you know, dragging
He
this
had-
thing on the floor. Do you remember
had
that?
footwear- he had
that's what
footwear.
makes it so much worse.
For every occasion, he had the footwear packed for this trip. Like, if
Hey,
we
now.
would have got
Hey, now.
like lost in the wilderness of Iceland, he had the boots for it. You know, but he also had the running shoes. If we were,
And the football cleats.
Hey, you got to be ready on your honeymoon. You get it's honeymoon. You
I
know,
guarantee-
know where you end up.
you know
I
how much.
guarantee he had sambas with him. Too.
Yeah. In case the game of football broke out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You remember we
Swear,
didn't pay
that's-
$1 for a hotel there. It was all because I had that weird job where
That's
I traveled
right.
all week. So I stayed at all holidays. So everywhere we stayed, it was covered. Like,
That's
free.
right. I do remember.
Wow.
that.
so that's why I had such an itinerary.
Yeah,
and
right.
also because I'm insane.
Put it on
but-
that. Yeah.
If anyone,
Well, I mean, you have to book the room.
if anyone's ever hung out with Mooch, everyone knows that Mooch's itinerary is absolutely out of control. The good news is that Butcher, you experienced Mooch's itinerary when he woke up at 6 a.m. till close. Usually, the Mooch's itinerary starts at midnight and goes till 3. And we're all waiting around, lingering, going, "Hey, can we go out?" And like, "No, not yet, not yet. I got to play the guitar in the basement by myself for 3 hours before we go out."
We were at Mooches. We're all playing pool, pre-gaming before the bar. And we're like, "Where's Mooch? He's down in the basement playing guitar. We're like ready to party." And he's like nowhere to be found. We finally found him down there struggling.
There's nothing worse than visiting.
I'm gonna pile on here and say what's funny about that, Matt. And I don't know if I told you this, but maybe I did. The last time you came back to visit, probably like 2 years ago, I think you went to Hershey Park, took your daughter and had a wonderful time, and you stopped in and visited. And you're like, "Yeah, let's go out. I'm going to show you Harrisburg," and so I'm like, Mr. Homebody now. Like I, don't do anything and asleep by like 10. And so he comes over around like 5, I guess. And I'm like, "Oh, this is great. We'll hang out. We'll have a couple of beers, and then we'll go downtown, right?" It's like 9:30, and we're still sitting on my couch. I'm like, "Do you think, you want to go now and go check places out?" And he's like, "No, man, we'll go soon." I'm like, "This is my best time in 30 minutes, man."
That's why I have to have an itinerary, because I'll just it'll just all float away,
That's such a Mooch
yeah.
analogy. It's crazy. I mean, you guys all went away and left me with him in Baltimore for 2 to 3 years. So I was at his mercy every weekend, including Sunday through Wednesday, because that's prime Mooch days, by the way. When we'd wake up and I'd be like, "All right, it's Sunday. Let's just hang out and chill." No. It's Oyster Fest, or it's Bocce Ball tournament,
He
or
always had a festival. Like every time I came down, there was a festival, like Artscape or something.
no matter what. And it wouldn't end until Monday. And it'd be like, "Oh my gosh, man."
You guys should talk to my daughter, man, because every freaking thing they bring around, she's got to go. She's got to go. I'm like, "Oh, no, we got to get out there, man. It's the Leprechaun Fest." She's like, "I don't like leprechauns." I'm like, "You got to get out there. Let's see it."
It goes from 6 to 9. We'll get there at 8:50. That was you.
They got green stuff. It's funny. You were talking about my house in Highlandtown because you're talking about shooting pool.
Yes.
So there are 2 funny parts to that. Is one, I didn't have a dining table because I didn't want to use up that space. I had a full pool table with no dining table, and I put up a little TV like you were in a bar. That's the one funny part. And the other funny part about me playing the guitar downstairs when you're all trying to get ready to go is I don't play the guitar. I had a guitar, but so I was down there for a long time holding it up, and I can't even play the guitar. I mean, just noodling around.
We could go on for days about your just hobbies. We built up a koi pond in your backyard. You had no idea how to build a koi pond. The things that it was just. And Chunk, seriously, dude, seriously, are you that hot? Why is your fan back on? You act like no one can hear it.
It's not on.
Watch. It's on. Stop lying.
It's the cicadas outside, man.
Cicadas?
Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah. Wait, say it again.
What?
Cicadas?
Yes, that's how you say it. That's definitely right.
The cicadas. They're in the suburbs, but not the chitties.
Cicadas?
Dude, you're killing me.
How do you say it? Cicadas?
We can't hear your fans on.
Cicadas.
Cicadas.
That noise is the sound of them
Cicadas.
rubbing their legs together.
Cicadas?
Cicadas? Cicadas?
I don't know why, but but I'm doing the Italian C there.
Oh.
Well, if you'd have been paying attention when I took you to the Circada Natural Museum in Perugia on our visit, then you would know how to pronounce it.
I'd never heard of them till just this year, so.
Well,
Yeah, that's that.
that is
That's
not
free?
them.
Is that really what it is?
It's something out there, some kind of insect making a noise.
No, it's
Chunk wouldn't
not.
lie, man. He
Honest
actually
junk.
went out and got people's phone numbers.
Dude, when have I gotten up from the start of this episode and turned the fan
I
on?
know. Ziggy Fallon would be very, very excited for you. So, Butcher, let's talk more about what you're doing right now in Harrisburg and all the revitalization you're going on down there. I mean, Harrisburg to me has always been such great real estate in regards to like the waterfront, city life. I mean, it had that little bit of a grassroots movement going on. Tell me more about Harrisburg. Like, I mean, every time I visit, the short time I actually worked in Middletown, I've always been a fan of like downtown Harrisburg. So what's going on now? New? I mean, is anything changed?
Yeah, there's a lot of positive things. There was actually a front page article today in the Patriot News here about Midtown. A couple new restaurants, a couple new projects going on with new apartments. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, it's like cities all over the country. I mean, notwithstanding COVID. Young people want to live there. They want to live in, places where they can walk and go to restaurants and bars and meet other young people. And it's harder to do that, I think in the suburbs. So I think Harrisburg's not immune to those kind of trends. And people see this, people who have to live in this region or want to live in this region, see Harrisburg as a good option for that, and so it's capturing a lot of people that want to do that, and it's kind of led to some really cool projects and revitalization and a lot of good activity.
Well, I'm excited about it,
Dave.
It's good. It is exciting. It's
I
really
was
good
blown
stuff.
away, man. I couldn't believe what Harrisburg had become just in like the gap of years since I've been back. Like, is there anywhere in Harrisburg like I can get like a good cup of coffee that's like sourced right and also by records? Can you help me with?
There's three now. I'll just say there's three. There's three
Okay,
places.
and what is the name of that?
The
What's
one
the
that I
name?
think is the best. I'll say I think Little Amps. I think the other ones are fine, but Little Amps might be the best one.
And now you are somewhat associated with Little Amps, are you not?
So yeah, somehow, some way, it's got, I joined Little Amps as a partner. I think maybe it might even be 10 years ago now. It's a great little business. They're growing more and more, and they have 3 locations. And
whereabouts?
yeah, I say they because there's one in Midtown on Green Street.
Okay.
Green and Minnick, and then there are 2 downtown, one on State and Second, so like right on the same block as the state capitol. And then
I've been to those two.
Yeah, and then there's there's like an outpost, you might call it, in Strawberry Square. And they're doing great, and it's been exciting to be a part of it, and now they're on shelves, so they're in Giant, I think 7 Giants. You can get the beans, and Wegmans. They've been in Wegmans for a couple years now, and I think the Whole Foods in Lancaster, they might be. I don't know if
Pretty
I'm
sure when I was in Raleigh, the closest coffee shop to me, I was there. It was like a pastry place, and they had Little Amps coffee in Raleigh.
They
not?
did, yeah. That was that was just kind of we're not like there isn't a whole big footprint in the South of Little Amps Coffee, but the main partner of the business just happened to meet somebody, I think, at a coffee conference, and kind of exchanged information. And that person was like, "Hey, we'll host your coffee in our shop in Raleigh." And I was like, "Okay," and it just happened to be a few blocks from Mooch. So that was pretty cool to hear.
Mooch.
And so weird to say that, Pat.
When we're
Pistachio.
when
Pistachio.
we're done airing, I'm like, this is exactly what I'm telling my son. I'm like, hey, so you have to go to NYU, you have to go to Duke, and you have to go to Penn to be as successful as David. Because this is. I mean, Dave, you've done some great things. I mean, seriously, this is amazing, man.
Well,
So, I have
Gary.
a question, Dave. So I work
Thank you.
in the city of Harrisburg, and I hear a lot of talk about Dave. So you're always referenced as the Donald Trump of Harrisburg.
Can we just stop this segment now? I don't like where it's going.
Hold on. I mean,
This is already like, you know.
and now we're getting to
Yeah.
the fun stuff.
Oh yeah. So
kinda like how-
we were like cutting like black diamonds, right? We were like going down. It was great, and now like we just ran into some trees.
You're just in
Coming
the
from
real.
Trump.
Yeah,
Trump's kind
you're
of
in
the
the real estate
R.
business. I
Kelly
just
of
thought it'd be-
Central Pennsylvania region.
Oh, whoa.
Well, whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I saw
No,
R.
I-
Kelly
hold
on
on,
the
Gary,
news.
before you ask, I got to plug in my computer. I just got
TMI
one
talk.
said I had 10% left. At least it gave me a courtesy before it just shut down and ended the whole thing. That would have been a good way to go out.
The Donald Trump of Harrisburg.
Sorry, guys. And then you read my text, Rich, to the audience. You know, like, oh, my computer died. Sorry, guys. It's over.
Yes. Delete my entire episode, please.
That's the end of the episode. That's it.
Let's just end it with Donald Trump of Harrisburg.
I'm telling
Next
you.
week.
I'm loving
There
it.
you go.
I'm loving it.
I mean, where are you going, Gary? That's why. Where are we going with this?
No, actually, I've never heard you've been called that. I just thought it'd be funny.
I feel
But you are
Feels
in
better,
the real
good.
estate business. But you are in the real estate business, so
yes.
you know.
Here, let's do our question of the week. Well, he's got 10 minutes, right? You ready?
All right. Yeah,
We're gonna we can ramble on after this, but
I'm
let's
sorry,
get to
go-
this one.
You want me to answer Chuck's question?
I do.
Was it a question or just a statement?
I want you.
I just wanted to see your response.
I
My response is yes. We do real estate in the city.
he only said that.
That's
to
what we
hurt
focus
you.
on.
He didn't.
No, I'm really excited
So my
about that.
question,
Hold on, Matthew.
as
Are we doing question of the week
I
now?
want to get this question out. Yes.
Okay. Do you have to go somewhere?
Oh yeah, I got big plans tonight.
All right. I mean, of course you do. Like, it's like
Well,
Mooch
hold on.
time.
If
It's
it's
7.
consistent with like, it's only
You wanna
7:48.
see-
I know, I mean,
so
like,
I know you're not going out till 10.
We don't need to do
You want to
question
see
of the
my
week yet.
itinerary?
And tomorrow's we got
I
time.
really just I want to hear the answers. I want to hear the.
Well, we
answers.
could. You know
You
what?
can
though?
edit it.
Oh no!
All right,
Thanks,
go
Matt.
ahead.
Don't worry about it because I have to edit it. So go ahead though. Go with it. Continue.
No, go ahead. What do you want to talk about? No, go ahead. What do you want to talk about? Like,
This is.
I think you're gonna have
Is
30
there
minutes of just
some-
us being so courteous to each other.
is there like some news story from like 5 days ago that you just saw that you want to talk about?
There's so much. I mean, we only get so much time with our guests, and I love the fact that he has time to dedicate to us. So let's just take advantage of this. But since ADHD Matt has come in play, we can always do question of the week now, and we can continue our conversation. So, Mooch, let me hear it. Hold on. Let me give you some music too, okay? You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. No, go ahead. I'm just kidding. I got nothing for you.
Okay. So our question of the week is going to be: who is your all-time favorite Duke basketball player?
Ooh, that is a good question. That is a good. You know what? You came through, Matt.
So is the context there that I'm a big Duke fan and that's
I mean, the normal question most people ask is, who is your most hated Duke basketball player. You know what I mean? But for us, we got Duke fans here.
But Dave, you've been a Duke fan since I've known you.
Well, you too, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was just going to say, I'm delighted to be on here, not with just one other Duke fan, but two other Duke fans now.
We've been to
do
two
you
games.
Do you want to come out now, Matt? I won't take the limelight, but you go ahead.
My daughter outed me, man. She's a Duke fan, and then I went to the game, man. And
aren't you rooming with Christian Laettner right now?
No, but he used to own this apartment, though. He used to own
the building. Christian Laettner, Brian Davis owned that building.
He did. And no, he's not my favorite ex-Duke basketball player.
Well, let's hear David's favorite choice.
I want to hear this. I think
There's so many. There's so many as a Duke fan. I mean, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
How about this? Give your top three.
Oh, that gets harder.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll say the top one, always has been, probably always will be, Bobby Hurley.
Absolutely.
He was. I was at that very impressionable age, like, a lot of kids were, and, you just watch. He was, one of the greatest college point guards ever to play.
He gave us all a chance.
That's not the
Just
answer I
amazing.
expected. Wow. You surprised me.
Yeah, he's still the all-time assist leader, I think. I don't think anybody...
Is he? Didn't Wojo maybe beat him?
No, I think I could be wrong. Matt,
I don't know.
Rich, your phone will be blowing up with audience members to correct that. But yeah, he was just amazing to watch.
We have an audience.
It's my other 14 burner phones. It's like Duke fan 8810.
Yeah.
When that one texts you, they're gonna correct this. Yeah, but I mean, if you watch his highlights, not that I do that ever.
Close your browser right now.
And I just put my brain at rest. But if you watch, I mean, he just was amazing to watch.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, he's my favorite. So if you guys go, maybe I'll think of the other two to answer.
Yeah, I'm down with that. How about you, Chunk? As a non-sports
Favorite-
person.
Favorite Duke player?
Yes.
This is gonna be
That means they had to go to Duke.
Oh, wait.
They had to play for Duke.
Rich Pelfrey.
I don't know. I think I'd probably say Laettner.
name one other
unexpected.
Duke player.
Yeah, name
besides-
another Duke player besides Bobby Hurley and Christian Laettner.
Cherokee Parks.
Oh.
Yeah, all right.
But did you ever see the 30 for 30 or I Hate Laettner or whatever?
It's awesome. Isn't it incredible?
Never
Yeah.
saw it.
And I actually started liking him after I saw
I know.
that.
He's the opposite of everything that he was portrayed as, and then eventually went along with.
We all love Mooches'
Right.
roommate.
So I think that 30 for 30 is kind of why he's my favorite.
Okay.
He wasn't back when he was playing, I can tell you that, but
He
now
did.
that
He
I'm
did
older, I
own
see
the
that.
West Village. He was one of the main investors, and one of the buildings over there, he had a basketball court, built into the warehouse, and people didn't know much about it. My friend did the maintenance, so I could get the key. I'd go in there and shoot. It was awesome. I had this indoor basketball court for free that Christian Laettner used a couple weeks of the year, and the rest of the time I could go in there. It was the greatest scenario in the world. But
He'd
it's
let
not
Matt
there.
go in and rebound his misses.
Matt doesn't rebound. Let's get that
that
straight.
was-
Let's get that straight. Matt had one career rebound his entire high school career.
Yeah, you also have to miss for there to be a rebound. Just saying, you know what I mean?
No, I was saying
Check-
Laettner let you go
check
in
the stats.
and rebound his misses.
Not everyone can play from half court to half court there.
No, just cut that.
So, Mooch, let me hear it. You're down there. You've seen a lot of people go through in and out of Durham now. So, I mean, are you more the new age? Are you old age? Where we at with your choice?
Well, I thought Butcher was definitely going to say J.J. Redick. I just see you
I
as
can see
a
that.
J.J. Redick fan, and almost impossible not to like J.J. Redick, I think. I guess some people... Well, he's Duke. A lot of people hate him, I guess.
Oh, P.S. By the way, everyone out there, Chunk's feed just came off again because his Comcast is terrible. So now we actually can film our episode. So go ahead, Mooch.
And we can make fun of him uninterrupted, too.
Yes.
He just texted, internet went out. Be back
Again.
on.
But go ahead. So who would it be?
I mean, overall, I love Kyrie. But I don't know
1 year,
if he
huh?
played it too long. He didn't play 1 year. He played like 6 games, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was 11. He played 11 games, and you know what? That if I had to, that was a close second. That's like Hurley's like 1A and Kyrie is 1B.
where do you put Corey Maggette then?
I think. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
So I'll give him
I
one
like Kyrie
too.
the pro, and
There's so many good ones out
I
there.
like JJ the pro.
Mhm. I mean, if he played, what do you put, like legit, like 9 games, 6 games? So,
No, it was 11. Yeah, it was 11 games.
But like, you maybe watched 2 or 3 of them. So I don't know if I like Kyrie because of Duke or just because he's Kyrie now. So we'll put an asterisk on there, and I will say my favorite Duke basketball player is Grayson Allen.
Oh,
Wow.
I got a great story about Grayson Allen.
Wow.
So we have Cherokee Parks, we have Bobby Hurley, and now we have Grayson Allen, which is a great choice. One of my former athletes actually played against Grayson Allen at Duke. I got the privilege of sitting in front row to watch him play, which was surreal.
Wow.
Yes. Opening day, opening game. Oh, gosh. It was Marist College who they played. And the reason that
Who won?
Marist upset Duke and Duke. No, it was because of the fact that North Carolina was going through that whole unisex bathroom scandal. Remember that? When they wouldn't, recognize all the craziness with bathrooms. Why were they held on a hold stance with that? So, Marist filled in, and a former athlete of mine.
The initiative for
Oh,
that.
really?
Jordan sticker.
Why is there a Jordan spread eagle on that?
This is North Carolina. You put
It's on the state flag, Rich. What are you talking about?
Who did Jordan play
The
for
state
again?
flag is a Jordan.
Like every highway here is named like the Jordan Expressway now.
Yeah.
Like you can't even get directions anywhere. They're just like, you got to
You
take
take
the
the
Jordan
Jordan
Express.
15 to the
Yeah.
Jordan 148,
Yeah.
and you get off at the Jordan,
Yeah, I mean, it's like the,
And
it's,
across from
46.
the Jordan Nissan dealership, there's a Jordan Toyota dealership.
and by the way, and this is sort of such a side piece right now, but why doesn't he have an airline? Air Jordan would be the best airline ever. By the way, if
I don't think anyone's ever
point.
said that before.
I don't know.
That's
There you
There we
go.
interesting.
Let's
Almost
see.
brilliant.
Thank you. Once in a while. However, so my former player, who's an amazing person at this point, Isaiah Lamb, who's just phenomenal, he gets a chance to play against Duke. I sit there, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really what Duke's about. I've been a big fan of Duke, never been to Cameron. Sit in the front row of Cameron. It's everything that everyone talks about. He tips off. Here we go. He's matched up with Grayson Allen. And Grayson Allen, you think, oh yeah, he's a shooting guard, but no big deal. He's not that big. He's a massive human being. He's huge, absolutely huge. So the person, Isaiah, that
Like, what is he,
down,
6'6", 6'5"?
Isaiah 6'5", yep.
6'6"?
So Isaiah, who can dunk, windmill, between the legs, all those different things, right? Goes up for an alley-oop. Grayson Allen pins his dunk against the backboard, transitions on 2 passes, boom, 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 caddy corner. Grayson Allen goes into the corner the opposite way, hits a 3. They call timeout. Cameron goes crazy, and I'm like, oh, this is what Division I basketball is all about. It is like a whole nother world. So when you say Grayson Allen, so much appreciation. I mean, talk about these guys are just unbelievable.
I mean, he's a dude that scored 40 points in an NBA game already. He's good.
He's getting it done.
Athletic.
He's getting it done.
I mean,
but
if you don't respect Grayson Allen, you just tripping, man.
Oh,
Come on.
We're so
Come
glad
on.
that Chunk actually gets out of all sports segments because he's so anti-sports.
Perfect.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's great.
So I want to say,
Hey, he won that Wisconsin game for him. He won that for them.
What's that?
Grayson Allen won the Wisconsin 2015 championship.
No doubt about it.
That's
freshman,
his
right?
freshman year. He didn't play all year
Until
and
then.
then
Yeah.
won the national championship for him.
Yeah, then won the national championship for him.
Right? Crushes it. But I'm going to say Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Grant Hill's my guy. Grant Hill has always been,
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
model student athlete, amazing professional career, tough injury that kept him out. Someone who I think is a classical pianist, which is also pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And he's just, to me, is just an outstanding individual. To me, he epitomizes Duke basketball. I see that as
He built a basketball court with Fila down here in South Durham that is unlike. It's like an art display, 4 full court basketball courts with like the art. It was like artist. You gotta look it up, man. It's incredible. Like you've never seen a basketball court like this.
really
Like he's got a lot of love for Durham. Yeah,
good for him. I mean,
it's
he's
one of the coolest things, man.
well. I am.
Do you still play, Matt?
What's that?
Sorry, Rich.
No.
Do you still play?
We all want to know.
No. I mean, I'll still
No?
beat you, but no, I don't.
Of course.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one college player.
I got.
So
You
funny
guys
story,
each
Butcher.
have
Funny
one
story,
more
Butcher.
ACL than I do, so
That's true. So I moved to Baltimore,
I don't play too
and
much.
I was playing a lot of pickup basketball. I was so excited, like, oh man, Golden's down here. I can't wait to get him involved in these games. And we're partying, and the next thing I know, like, oh no, too bad, because he's tore his ACL. And with anything in life, like you gotta rehab, get back after it, do things. No, not this guy. Not this guy. This guy did no rehab. Basically, just put his leg in a brace. Went to every concert he could. Did everything on the weekends, but never touched a basketball again. I was really disappointed with that. I was really excited for that.
That's not true.
We used to play in your backyard a lot.
I definitely played.
In your backyard.
I did rehab too, but I was always. I mean, I was already 27, 28. I rehabbed it so I could be functional. And I did play some pickup, but it was like, man, I just, this guy takes me a while to get over the hump to actually go up hard off of that. I mean, I just didn't have the.
I was so excited, man. I was like,
Why?
Golden's gonna play
Why
with
would
us.
I want to go off of that? I have a screw in my knee. They took a hamstring from my other leg and screwed that in to hold my knee together. It was like one of the first ones that wasn't a cadaver. It was almost experimental.
Oh, wow.
And the Baltimore Ravens surgeon did the surgery on me. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Because he was like, yeah, you're at that age, you're fit, you'd be the perfect person for this. And I was like, oh, that's a compliment. And then I was like, wait a minute, dude, this guy is like, I'm like the guinea pig for like if Ray Lewis ever tears his ACL, they want to test my leg before they risk it on a real athlete. But
Well,
by
it didn't
then
work
it
on
was,
that guy. We better not do it anymore.
Yeah, no deer,
if I
antler
was smart,
juice.
I'd have been like, I probably could have got paid for it, but instead,
Did you tear all
Yeah, it
3
worked
ligaments
out
or
good
just your ACL? I can't remember.
just the ACL, but it was a complete tear. It wasn't partial.
Yeah, I mean that was the heyday, man. I remember that. I remember going to the Trail of Dead concerts with you.
I'd probably still be in the league. I'd still be in the league if that didn't happen.
The E League.
Hey, we lost Chunk. Is he gone for is he just
He said he's coming back on. So we'll transition back in as soon as he gets back on.
He's hanging with the cicadas.
Chunk paces internet by the minute.
The cicadas interrupted the internet signal. They got so loud.
Dude,
Chunk used up his data for August, so he won't be on for the next couple weeks.
He's trying, and he's trying so hard right now. He's like sweating, like ripping cords out and everything. He's going crazy.
He's got the towel on his
He's gonna come back 100 miles per hour.
It wasn't. Speaking of college basketball, it's like Jerry Tarkanian.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so frustrated.
You need that, Rich.
Oh, that would be a good pitch. Oh, by the way, we just started our merchandise today. I'm excited. We got some merch. I'm gonna give you some stickers to put in your coffee store.
Yeah, I'm also going to need you to put out the vinyl of my intro track for the TMI talk, too.
The vinyl.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, man, you got it.
And I expect it to be playing, like, on cycle the whole time the story goes.
The whole time, man. We're just going to put the podcast on in the shop, like, on repeat. People just listen to it, and,
No question.
You're welcome.
Let's see if we get
I'm
this
sure
guy
it'll
on.
be good for your business. You're welcome.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's how the pros do it.
Chunk McNugget, huh?
There's Comcast for you.
That's Chunk McNugent.
Is that a blend of like a McNugget and Ted Nugent?
Yeah,
It's like
Chuck
that-
McNugent.
That's the new McDonald's Ted Nugent sponsor.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me transition you back in, Chunk. Ready? You good?
All right.
All right. So, Chunk, thanks for joining us again. Did you put enough quarters back into your
Glad to
internet?
be here.
You have enough quarters? Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I had to run to the quarter machine and
make it
All
sure.
right, so I don't know how much longer we have.
Is there a
They kicked him
limit
out of
on...
the internet cafe.
I'm out of change.
Why don't you run down to Little Amps to get on their Wi-Fi, please?
Yeah, probably works a lot better than here.
Go ahead, Mooch. What are you going to say?
Lay it on me, Mooch. What'd I miss?
Or how much recording time do you get with Riverside? Do they cut you off at an hour and a half?
Oh no. Are we an hour and a half? Are you upset? I didn't know. See, here's the funny part. The only person
I'm
who's
just
counting
like,
is Mooch. Like actually, I'm excited to see
It's
Dave
in the
and
freaking
Gary,
corner
but
of the
like all of a sudden,
screen,
like
dude.
you want to get off as fast as possible. I never understood this. Like
It's
like,
been too fast from my point of view. It's like
it's been 10 minutes.
over?
Yeah.
What? Like, come
Well,
on.
no, I think they cap like the amount of time you can do per week. Is that not true?
No.
I think that was just the Google
That's
thing
Vimeo.
we tried.
Vimeo. Hey, are you like Mooch? Are you and Chunk on the same like light bulb? Like you guys are like so fluorescent right now. It's kind of scaring me.
I don't know what happened.
Like all of a sudden, like you're like truly like super, dude. Back up, Chunk. Back up.
HD.
Thank you.
No, you look like you look like a DC. You had a DC United shirt.
Yeah, it does look like that is a very
DC.
DC United.
How does it?
We don't like them anymore, though,
No.
right?
This is one of my shirts from when I used to work in an office for Casual Fridays.
Did you wear a shirt and tie?
No,
Oh.
this I wore like polos every day.
Really?
So it wasn't just Casual Friday. Yeah,
Dude, I would love
wear,
to see
like,
your polo
pants, too.
collection. You wear pants too. That's good.
it's pretty, dude. Yeah, dude, I have like
Dressed better for work than you did for my mom's funeral.
30 polos like this.
So, all right. Once again, Dave, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, this is just such a treat. I mean, to have a partner, a president from WCI to the Donald Trump of Harrisburg, bless our studio airwaves. I mean, audience members are rejoicing right now. This is just an amazing opportunity. But I do want to say, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for contributing so much with you and your wife to Harrisburg City. I look forward to following your son on YouTube and his piano endeavors. And honestly, if you're out there, make sure you visit Dave's Coffee Shops. We'll put it all in our bios out there. as well as his WCI Partners Group, and we're all going to contribute to making sure that Harrisburg does thrive in the as long as it possibly can, because it is a wonderful, wonderful place to live. And that's just coming from me. I'm sure Chunk and Mooch have a lot to say as well, but once again, Dave, it's been an honor. It's been such a long time. Trust me, I remember the days back when we were growing up, visiting your house, your mom making us lunch and all that stuff, when we were all trying to learn how to play basketball and play for Coach Groves, our favorite coach, even though Chunk hated him. But end of the day, it was just the best thing ever. So
Unbelievable. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And, yeah, well, thank you. This was awesome, man. And, Oak Hills forever.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you.
That's right.
We appreciate you bringing Bobby Hurley on next week, man. I mean, it's solid. We'll definitely return the favor at some point.
Yeah, man. You got it. I'll hit him up now. Hey, man, you got these guys.
Maybe we'll do an acoustic podcast at your record store,
Acoustic.
From him.
Chunk, go ahead, man. We're going to close out with you, buddy.
No, I just want to thank Dave for coming on. It's always nice talking to him and catching up.
Yeah,
and
buddy.
I hope we can get you back on sometime.
Dude,
I'd love
what's
it.
the
Whenever
funniest
you guys
thing?
will have me, I am on. It was awesome. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well,
it's fantastic.
Trump wrote more in your yearbook than he did just now. So I appreciate it. But listen, we always
Trump only draws pictures in yearbooks, right?
so
Dirty ones.
we're always going to end the show.
Man, there's so many. You're triggering a story. You want to go out, but I just want to say, you know how I met Gary?
No,
I know
let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. No.
We were in Latin. This is how I met Gary Colan. I was a freshman in Latin class. Right. This is and we're in October maybe. I don't know. And Gary's in the class. He's a sophomore. And we knew each other growing up. But,
He's a senior.
we were buds. Yeah. We're just hey, whatever. And he passed me a note. A little note, folded up. And I'm like, what is this? What's this going to be? I thought it was going to be the old pubic hair joke or something, whatever. And people would do in school. Anyway, I open it up, and it's two stick figures holding, with their arm, their stick figure arms holding the outline of 40s. Like a 40 ounce, of St. Ives. I think you wrote St. Ives on the 40. These two stick figures with X's over their eyes to illustrate
They were blacked
that they're blacked out with a few, swirly hairs on the head. And a little note that was hey dude, let's hang out, or something like that.
Dude, a true letter from Chunk.
And it's been it's that, and the rest is history. That's how Gary and I became friends.
Circle yes or circle no. Right?
Right. I
Right.
circled yes. But nothing but
And
awesome since.
Your life has been forever altered.
It's
after
been
that.
forever altered. Yeah, it's in a good way, man. So, and here we are. So it was awesome.
Well, everybody,
Fun times,
that was
man.
brilliant. It'll be this is obviously a multi-episode interview, and we will be posting this on all our media websites. And you can catch us on Instagram, you can catch us on Twitter. Obviously, YouTube's going to be our main house for full episodes, but we're not going to leak all the David stuff all at once. Stay with us. Chunk, is that traffic behind you? All right, you know what that means. It's time to go. All right, boys. I'll see you all soon.
Cicadas are chirping.